Hi, thank you for watching this video. Today I'll be focusing on the classroom objectives and how to design those based on the actual World Readiness standards and their can-do statements. So first thing I wanted to discuss was backwards design and creating our objectives for students. This process is a process that starts with a focus on the end results, planning in a top-down fashion to accomplish those results, instead of a more traditional approach of planning exercises, activities, and then identifying what students will be able to do with that information. And so creating objectives gives us as educators a concrete focus for each lesson, and it will allow us to more fully describe what the students will be able to accomplish by the end of our lessons. And so the World Readiness standards for learning languages and the can-do statements are great tools in order to create those objectives. The World Readiness standards gives us end goals of students while they're learning a language. The 5 goal areas are communication, cultures, connections, comparisons, and communities. And in another video I describe and kind of go into depth on all 5 of those goal areas. But so using those as well as the can-do statements provided by ACFL give us a really good foundation of where students should be going and the specific things that they'll be able to accomplish. So those can-do statements show us as educators what a speaker is able to do at each proficiency level, and not just what language learning looks like in the classroom. And so with objectives, in order to write them, we started with students will be able to, which gives us a foundation to describe the why behind our lesson plan. So the students will be able to accomplish some certain thing by the end of our lesson. And so it's necessary that we use observable verbs such as describe, compare, recount, compose, etc. By using those type of verbs, we are able to evaluate their learning as we go through the process of activities and the things that we're doing in our lesson. And so another thing is that should highlight the type of activity we'll be using in class and which communication focus will be for each class or for each activity. And they should be detailed. It should not be a vague description of any random language class, but it should be the description of our class that we want to do that day. So I have some examples. So this will be a focus on a novice mid-level language learner proficiency level. And so first one is that students will be able to understand and follow directions in order to navigate in a new city. Something I should point out is all 3 of these objectives are focused on a thematic lesson plan based on travel, locations around the city, etc. And so this first objective really focuses on interpretive communication. In order to understand and follow directions, they'll be focusing on that type of communication. Second is a focus on presentational communication. Students will be able to compose an email to describe the positive and negative aspects of their current home and neighborhood. The third is a focus on interpersonal communication. Students will be able to answer and ask questions about a region's layout and where culturally important structures are located. So something that is also kind of hidden in these objectives is the use of the vocabulary that we've already learned in class, the focus on the cultural aspect of the unit. And so these things can be embedded within our objectives in order to utilize them and also have an evaluation of how well students understand the vocabulary, grammatical concepts, cultural understanding of specific regions. So all of this can be kind of interwoven into an objective and used to prepare a class. So those objectives are very important as educators because they'll give us, again, a concrete understanding of where our class is going, and the students will be able to, by the end of a lesson, accomplish a certain task or have learned to apply the information that we've taught in some significant way. So thank you for watching. Once again, that was how to write objectives based on the World Readiness standards for learning languages and can-do statements provided by ACFL.